Hello, my name is Saul, and for today's prayer in Cultura, I would like to talk about my testimony and how God changed my life. So for me, growing up in the south side of Chicago, grew up in a Hispanic household, just like many of you here. And today, I would like to talk about how I have always known God and who Jesus was my whole life, but from the youngest of two older brothers, I have got to see how my family slowly started to drift away from God. As I started to grow up, we started to separate ourselves from God, from not showing up to church, not praying before our meals, and not consistently reading our word. This slowly made me forget and feel separated from God for years, as I knew about Jesus, but I never truly wanted to accept him in my heart. And during these years without God, I fell into a world of addiction and temptation and worldly desires at such a young age. At the age of 12, I found myself addicted to marijuana and pornography with bad influences all around me, making me feel like it was a normal thing. At the age of 15, I started to normalize this gang lifestyle that I have always grown up in my neighborhood. This normalized kids at such a young age to involve themselves with gangs and risk their lives just for nothing, Due to me being exposed to this type of lifestyle at this age, I started to look up to these young guys, I started to be just like them. I wanted to be them, This led me to involve myself in illegal behaviors. In multiple instances, ultimately seeing one of my best friends about to lose his life. I have seen him get into situations where I was scared to join him. I was scared to continue this life of sinful desires, And at the age of 17, I entered my senior year of high school, and this is when I slowly started to think I was making better changes in my life. But I was wrong. As God slowly started to reveal the evil in the hearts of those who I truly believed were my best friends, I started to make better changes, I distanced myself from those people who I thought were my best friends, even though they were not my best friends. As I started making these changes, and they carried out throughout my freshman year of college as I came here to Urbana-Champaign, I still felt apart from my relationship with God. As I started the university, I started to be introduced to drinking, to smoking again. I started being introduced to partying here at the Cultura of U of I. But this all changed in my second semester of my freshman year of college, as I got to see my very close friend, Leo, right here. I would like to give him a shout out. He is my very close friend. And thanks to him, I got introduced to Destino. As many of you know, I got introduced to Bible study. But at first I was very skeptical of this, as, I was still very much comfortable in my own sin. But one day, I gave it a shot. This is where I was finally plugged into Destino, where I have met Jacob, Meech, Alex, and so many other great Destino members that I hold very close to my heart. But most recently, I would say where I have felt God's calling for me to change my life and to live out for Him was during Crew and Destino's fall getaway, where I have met great Crew and Destino brothers and sisters, as after all of this, I felt like I couldn't ignore His calling anymore. And right there and then, I truly accepted Christ in my heart, body, and soul. And a verse that I would like to share, thinking about and talking about my testimony, is Zechariah 13:9. I will bring that group through the fire, make them pure. I will refine them like silver and purify them like gold. As this signifies how God changed my life. He has purified me like gold. He has brought me through that fire, through all these hardships. And after all this, I would like to say at last that if you are new here today and you like to hear more about Destino and want to hear more about who Jesus is and what he has done in my life, I would love to talk to you about it. I would like to plug you into a great community, and I would love to call you family here called Destino. Thank you.